Hello, my name is Emma Imes, and today I'll be walking you through the Naloxbox workflow. We'll start by discussing what Naloxboxes are. Then we'll discuss why they're important and how they apply to schools. After that, we'll discuss how to administer naloxone. Then finally, we'll discuss what you should do if you find an empty Naloxbox. What exactly is a Naloxbox? Naloxboxes are similar to AED boxes except that they contain naloxone instead of a defibrillator. Naloxone is a drug that can reverse an opioid overdose as it happens. So Naloxboxes are going to allow for quick access to naloxone in times of an overdose emergency. A Naloxbox contains 2 doses of naloxone, a barrier device for use during CPR, instructions for naloxone administration, a resource guide, and a copy of the Good Samaritan Law, which protects bystanders who administer naloxone. Why is it important to have Naloxboxes in schools? Opioid overdoses continue to rise both in Kentucky and nationally. 2,250 Kentuckians died of a drug overdose in 2021, a 15% increase from 2020. 139 of these overdoses occurred in people aged 15 to 24, a 200% increase from 2019. Additionally, the early data from 2021 shows a similar trend nationally, with synthetic opioids like fentanyl causing the majority of drug overdose deaths. The Kentucky Department for Public Health encourages schools to have naloxone ready and accessible in a minimum of 2 locations in the school. How and when do I administer naloxone? First, you need to be able to recognize the signs of an opioid overdose. These can include pinpoint pupils, slow or no breathing, pale skin, and then extreme drowsiness or unresponsiveness. If you come across someone displaying these signs, first you should attempt to arouse them. Give them a gentle shake and shout, then give them a sternal rub by rubbing your knuckles against their breastbone for about 5 to 7 seconds. If they still don't respond, dial 911 immediately. After you've dialed 911, administer the naloxone. First, you're going to open the box and peel back the packaging to open one of the naloxone nasal spray devices. Next, lay the person down on their back and insert the end of the nasal spray device fully into their nose until the backs of your fingers are against their nose. Finally, you're going to press the plunger down firmly to release the full dose of naloxone into their nose. After giving them naloxone, use the barrier device in the box to begin giving rescue breaths, if this is something that you're comfortable with. If you're not sure how, you may be given instructions by the 911 operator. If breathing doesn't return to normal after 2 to 3 minutes, go ahead and administer the second dose of naloxone in the other nostril using the second device, and then continue to give rescue breaths until the ambulance arrives. Finally, when the patient begins showing signs of responsiveness, or if you must leave for any reason, roll them onto their side into the recovery position shown here on the slide. What do I do if I find an empty Naloxbox? If you come across a Naloxbox that is empty, or after you use the naloxone in a Naloxbox at your school, please contact the school's administration. Then have the administration email the University of Kentucky's Healing Community Study at naloxonehcs@uky.edu to order a replenishment. Naloxbox replenishment process post-study. After 2023, please refer to your county's post-study sustainability plan. This will direct your school to a more permanent resource for Naloxbox replenishment. This concludes the presentation on the Naloxbox school workflow. Thank you for your time and your help in increasing access to naloxone in Kentucky's public schools.